Hey guys, it's Triple Laird here and welcome back to Nimera Talk. This is our first episode for 2021 and we have tons to look at. We're going to look back at 2020 and see what we did and also get a sneak peek from the team of what is coming up in the future. We'll go into the AMA, market news, and more in just a moment. Now, in this last week, the Nimera team has released an email basically talking about what did we do in 2020 and where do we have to go from here. Now, this is really exciting stuff. It started out with Nimera Swap. So the swap was actually created in only a matter of months. And this really shows you the dedication and the change in direction that the team has right now. The development's obviously getting a little bit more honed and a bit faster. And they managed to do that from a lot of people working distance from home during COVID as well. The next thing is multi-broker. And basically what they say is the testing phase of multi-broker is coming to a close right now, and very, very soon in the early part now of 2021, we will have access to 2 exchanges on the multi-broker system. And that really is a game changer. Now with the rebrand as well, we have a brand new UI for channels currently on Android, and we are waiting to get that iOS version. But this refresh makes it easier to use and just looks and performs a bit better. Now, one of the last things that happened in 2020 was not even planned as part of the rebrand, and that was the change of the actual token name for the project from EON to Nion. Now, that was a completely community-driven effort. And what's amazing to see here is that the team responded right away. The community came forward and said, we have a new brand. We want a new name for the ticker. And we did, democratic voting. It was a great system. It worked out well. And here we go. Now we have Nion, and that should be coming through across all of the previous now Excudo pages very, very soon. Now, before we go into the really exciting stuff, which is what is coming up in 2021, I just want to read verbatim this quote from the Nimera CEO, Andrew Zamin. He says, "This year, hearing the positive feedback of the community about the new features and especially the rebranding, such a drastic step, was extremely encouraging. I'd like to thank you for your continued support. Happy holidays, everyone. 2021 will be more exciting for Nimera, and I hope that the global health crisis will finally be over. Stay healthy and happy in the new year. Nimera CEO, Andrew Zamin." So that was really nice. And of course, we all hope for everything to get a bit back to normal. So now let's go into what we can expect in 2021. So in hand here, I have, of course, the same article I'm sure you guys or some of you out there have read, but what can we expect in 2021? So these are some of the claims that they are making, and this is a good sign. This tells me that there's confidence in the development team for what they can actually get out and achieve. So first thing, virtual cards. We've all talked about this. The long-awaited feature is finally coming to Nimera. Finally, you'll be able to pay with crypto anywhere MasterCard is accepted. So that shows they do have a partner working. This is great. The launch of multi-broker. So of course, everyone's seen that one Binance pair on there. There's been a bunch of little test pairs going back and forth. Multi-broker will launch in 2021 with access to multiple exchanges within one KYC. That is a bit of a game changer there. Nimera Blockchain 2.0 is going to launch within this year. That is a huge thing because that means other projects are going to be able to work off of us, and that's going to build us up even faster. And the Nion token will gain more utility, and we'll be asking Andrew about that in the upcoming AMA. He also says here that more improvements will come to the swap channels and multi-broker. So we have a lot coming up here in 2021, and I think that 2020, especially the last 3 months of 2021, were probably the best this project's ever had. And let's really hope that that momentum can continue, because honestly, this is our best shot of achieving all the things we've wanted to over these years. Now, guys, we have to quickly talk about the upcoming AMA. Now, of course, the last one was only a couple of months ago, but that was before this major rebrand and relaunch of Nimera. So there are a ton of new questions, a ton of new things going on that we want to be able to ask the CEO. Now, you guys have sent me some excellent questions, and I just want to let you know this will be the last episode that you can submit questions, because I'm going to be sending them to the CEO, Andrew Zamin, on the 5th of January. So get me your questions before the 5th. Just go onto Discord to the Nimera Weekly subgroup and submit them there. Thank you very much. Now on to my favorite part. Let's give away $25 Canadian worth of Nion. So if this is your address above me, I will be sending you $25 worth of Nion over the last few days. And if this is your first time watching and you want to know how to win, we give away that $25 every single week on this channel. Just put your EON address in the comments section below. And of course, everyone, we do use Nion and EON terms right now until everything does get swapped over, but it doesn't have to be your channel's address. It could be any address you want, and put in the description below. Make sure you're subscribed and you will be entered in the following week. Now on to the Nimera ecosystem health check. All is green across the board. We did have some updates and maintenance that happened on the 29th and the 30th. I think there was some stuff going on with the KYC, but that did get corrected. And of course, there's always bugs that get reported by everyone who's out there in the community. This is an awesome thing. And when they get in, they spend some time to actually update all of those and get those fixes in there. And then we see the improvements across the entire system. So let's move on now to the Nimera Exchange market news. Now across the board, Nion this week is trading at about the 2.5 to 3.8 cent range. And now this is averaged with the swap and with the other trading pairs there. Now, what I find very interesting is when we look at the USDT pair there, we're going to see that there is really nothing stopping on that pair, the price going up to almost 48 cents. This is a crazy, crazy thing. If you look there, there is almost no blocking limitation for it to go up to that price. This is a thin order book, just like it has been over the last few months, and the upward potential is really, really large here. And of course, if we go over to the Euro side as well, we see similar behavior. Now, you may be looking at this and saying, oh, there's no actual sell orders that are available at 2.3 to 8.5 cents. Basically, what we're having here is that you'll see around 5 cents on the USDT side and 7 euro cents on that pair. But of course, you could go over to the swap, and there is a little arbitrage probably available there in the future. So the cheapest rate you can get EON right now is about 2.8 cents. But like I'll show you in a second, that can change really rapidly on the swap as well. Now, quickly looking at the BTC EON side, we see it about 1 million right now. It's been jumping all over the place. The next volume really available down is there's actually a few, very few thousand EON available at a cheap price. So somebody should gobble that up right now. And then there's a few there available slightly under that in the 700 range, but the real volume would start around the 650 range. There's 0.20 BTC available there at the time of recording. But then the only major price person willing to sell for a larger amount of EON drives us down to the 93,000. So we're talking about a massive fold of difference on the order book right now. Now, looking at the swap this week, I am very proud to say that we have maintained over 100,000 euros within that, even though that 10 grand giveaway has completed. So basically what this shows is that yes, people move a bit more than they expected because they want to get more points, but people are supporting the system and it is generating profits for people supplying liquidity. So get in there and do that. There's very little risk as long as you're supplying on both sides of the pair, and you can make some commissions on the swap. And what we're also going to look at today is how the actual amount of liquidity in the swap can drastically affect the price. Now, of course, when we had 200,000, say, in the EON BTC pair, what could change there is that every transaction actually makes a very small change in the price, but that is going to see a much greater effect with the lower liquidity that's in there, the around 26,000 euros that we have right now, which is about 0.60 BTC, and there's just a bit over 500,000 EON available at the time of recording this video. And if you notice on the screen that we actually had the most liquidity and the most volume in the EON BTC pair. Another thing to note here, guys, is that if we actually look at the trades that were taking place on that EON BTC pair, it's pretty interesting. So everyone obviously is looking at Bitcoin right now. It's reaching all-time highs, but we still have a pretty good amount of buys and sells with both people selling EON and people buying EON. So this is a really good sign that people realize maybe that the chance of Nion and EON doubling versus the chance of BTC at its current price doubling, one has a much more obvious chance. And I think people, the smart money out there, is definitely realizing that there's a far greater opportunity for new projects like this instead of trying to get in on the BTC market, which is going to be extremely volatile right now. But we'll take a dive over to the market news and see how volatile it really is. Looking at the global cryptocurrency market news, there's some pretty crazy stuff happening right now. Now, even within the last 2 hours, so I record the backgrounds that are behind me on the green screen a few hours before I'm actually recording the videos, and you can see the change. It was in a positive number when I was actually recording that on my computer, and now in real time, it's actually down almost 1.9% from that. So there is a massive swings, thousands of dollars worth of volatility swings happening. But if we look at the overall month, I mean, we're over 60% up, and that is just crazy, and like 20% up on 7 days. So there is some wild volatility happening, and you have to understand that whenever we see huge asks, huge price corrections, either up or down, a lot can happen very, very quickly. So I would not advise to buy BTC right now unless you're willing to take obviously the risk that there is a huge volatility swing that could keep going up. There's nothing that stops it from going up. It is all just pure market demand. But of course, when we've had such a large increase in such a short period of time, the chances of a correction down are probably greater in my opinion. Now, some other cryptocurrencies here have come along for the ride. So of course, ETH we've seen is finally broken that $1,000 mark. It's corrected a bit down now, but that was a big moment for the cryptocurrency. And I think a lot of people out there are starting to look at other projects and saying, okay, BTC is really becoming the store of value crypto. It's the daddy, we know that. But I think that we have a ton of extra opportunity, especially in projects like ours, to have great growth because of just the attention that's going on cryptocurrency right now. And just wait to see what happens if there is a large BTC correction. That BTC is going to scatter very quickly into other projects. Okay, guys and girls, that's all I have for you for this week. Now, I really want to thank you guys for your ongoing support with the channel. The whole point of this is to give a fresh media update every single week of the Nimera project for new users and old, and to give people options of how they learn their news about the project. So your support means a lot. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and then you can be entered into the giveaway of $25 worth of EON every single week. I wish you guys a very, very happy and safe 2021, and I can't wait to see what the year has ahead. For Nimera Talk, I'm Triple A.